Guy across the street in the black, targeting, biting on his thumb, and he saw me. And yeah, welcome back to a brand new video of the Target Individual program, Target Individual Experience. So, one of the things that, again, they will, she's doing the same thing too. I just mentioned that, right? Guy across the street biting his thumb. What does she do? Come out the building, biting her thumb. Right? Again, those sort of subliminal messages of trying to silence you. Right? So after the ordeal that happened with Pam, I haven't really spoken to her. She texted me, I have not responded because I find it very odd. You know, not very odd, but very just disrespectful and blatant with her manipulation. You know, and she was like, well, you had agreed to it months ago. I said, okay, fine. Even if I agreed to it months ago, then you say to me, hey, you know, I don't know if you remember, but I do have this trip to Pennsylvania, you know, for my job, what have you. But again, the way how she did it, it just showed how shady she is, and she's not really going to Pennsylvania for. And I don't really care. You know, like if she had came at me with respectfully and say, hey, you know what, you probably don't remember this, but I would have been fine. But she calls me and, you know, oh, I got this, I have to go away from my job to, where is it, Tennessee. You know, it's only for a day for my job, for a accredited program, what have you. And I said to her, fine. And then she calls me back. And she was like, okay, I'll go make the arrangement. Then she calls me back and she goes, okay, well, I booked my trip to Pennsylvania next week. You know, it's a 3-day weekend for my job. I'm like, hold up, no, you're not going to do that. How you just called me talking about you going to Tennessee. All of a sudden you tell me you're booking your flight for next week. You know, it's just the way how she do this shit, and how I'm like, no, not happening. You know, so I told her you gotta make an arrangement. Now she's having a trip going to Boston State for her job, and that's fine. But this Pennsylvania, no, not the way you did it. And when you do it shady like that, you're disrespecting me. And I've been telling that for the longest while. I said, you're constantly disrespecting me. I told you that when we were in a relationship, and you're still doing it. Right? And you think because these criminals in the MI Predator Department protecting you, they're making you out to be some victim. Like I've never victimized you, but it's been the opposite. Okay, and this is what they do, and how they condition black women today is to victimize black men, and then claim that they're the victim. Right? They're the victim because you don't want them talking to their ex, right? Because they're lying to you, blaming you for everything, or because you stand up for yourself. It's like ridiculous, man. I tell you. You know, I was watching, that's why they have the ambulance coming out here as the threat with making all that noise. You guys saw the ambulance, you know, simply because I told her, no, you make an arrangement. So after that, they were carrying on their noise campaign and their threats. Also, I got to upload a video in which went downstairs to get my laundry, and you know, somebody opened up the dryer door. You know, which is really ridiculous. I gotta upload that video so you guys can see. All right. So yeah. So watching the Crimson Cure, and she was doing a reaction to a video on YouTube of a woman who, you know, she said that her ex, you know, she left her ex because she started making more money than him, right? So, you know, here's a guy, he was, you know, she was his girl, you know, he did a lot for her, he supported her in her endeavors, and now that she's making more money, she left him. Okay, and then she, you know, the Crimson Cure, let me tell you, I love her channel, because she, you know, she basically been saying what I've been saying, right? You know, particularly with modern women today, how they're opportunistic, but then they'll project who they are onto men, particularly black men, right? And say black men are opportunistic. No, you know, so she's talking about how she left her. She's like, oh, I'm not trying to support him. But then the host of the show said, didn't he support you? Yes. That's what he's supposed to do. You know? So, and he's like, okay, so you're not supposed to help support him also? I mean, not in terms of giving him money, but in terms of being a support system, you know? Helping him in his endeavors. She's like, nope, he should already have his own. I'm like, but he was like, well, he did have his own. And he asked, he said, wasn't he stable? She's like, yes. So they would rather do that and go for these dudes who, again, ain't wifing them, ain't even girlfriending them, just dinner dates, going out to parties, and they're riding the DICK carousel. And that's what they truly want. That's what they really want, because they don't want no accountability. They don't want a man to tell them nothing, because they've been conditioned into that dysfunctional mindset. Anyhow, I'll she's going in the corner, a hand behind the head signal. See? Tell you guys. But I'm gonna keep recording, like I said. All right. So anyhow, I'll talk to you guys in the next video.